And a new West Ashley fire station is about to open for business. We'll tell you where it's at, when it opens, and what this means for the people of West Ashley. But first, happening right now, a community rallying together after a severe motorcycle accident. A Low Country man was in an accident just over a month ago and today is still battling for his life. New at 6, we look into the number of motorcycle accidents happening not just here in the Low Country, but across the state, and how a local biking community is trying to help. You are taking a live look outside right now at the Charleston Harbor. Take a look at this. It looks beautiful out right now. It's been pretty nice all day. We've had a few scattered thunderstorms rolling through, but for the most part, it's been a breath of fresh air. Our Danielle Prince has been tracking our forecast all day. Danielle, what's up with the weather?
Well, as you can see, you just showed us lots of blue skies there. So
right now, police are searching for the person who's responsible for shooting and killing a man early this morning in North Charleston. Police say they were responding to a home invasion right here on Firmwood Drive. That's where they found the victim, 54-year-old Harold Hutzler, shot dead. Right now, police are still searching for suspects and no arrests have been made, but they believe 2 to 3 people were involved. And police are trying to figure out what led to a shooting yesterday evening in North Charleston that left 1 man dead. Police responded to a shots fired call yesterday right here near Burton Lane. And when they arrived, they found shell casings but no victim. While on the scene, police were told 27-year-old Aldine Wright was dropped off at the hospital with gunshot wounds. Wright later passed away from his injuries. Police are still investigating and trying to figure out who else was involved. We now know the identity of the man who was shot and killed overnight in Walterboro. The Colleton County coroner says 41-year-old Benjamin Hamilton was shot and killed outside a home fire on Ford Lane. Right now, police are still searching for suspects and no arrests have been made. We have some good news for West Ashley residents starting tomorrow. Fire Station 14, the one located here at Carolina Bay neighborhood, is set to open. The Charleston Fire Department made the announcement today on Facebook. The fire department will start providing 24/7 coverage starting tomorrow, and there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And just a quick reminder, today is the last day of tax-free weekend. Seriously, take advantage of this. If you plan on doing any back-to-school shopping, you should head out the door right after Live 5 News Show is over. Today is the last chance to buy things like school supplies, backpacks, clothes, and computers, all tax-free. This morning, dozens of people, including Olympians, dove into the water to raise money for a cure for cancer. It's all part of the 2nd annual Charleston Kiowa Open Water Swim. Swimming enthusiasts, including Olympians, kayakers, and volunteers, and even some supporters you see here, went to the boardwalk at 18 on Kiowa Island. Now, all the money raised benefited the research projects at the Swim Across America Labs. The Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival wrapped up today. It went all weekend long and featured local Gullah Geechee artists, including some sweetgrass artisans. The festival wrapped up with worship with local congregations, including Emmanuel AME, and also a closing ceremony. One of the greatest wide receivers was inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame last night, but what he wore to the ceremony is what's drawing the attention. Moss's tie honored black men and women who were killed in police shootings. Walter Scott's name, as you can see here, was also on the tie. Scott was shot and killed by a former North Charleston police officer after he fled a traffic stop in 2015. When Moss was asked about the tie, he says he wanted to use his platform to let families know they're not alone. Wells Fargo says hundreds of customers lost their homes because of a computer glitch. The issue came to light in a regulatory filing that showed software was mistakenly denied to about 625 homeowner mortgage modification. And in about 400 cases, the customers were foreclosed upon. The computer error was fixed in October of 2015, but it had been going on since April of 2010. Wells Fargo says it has set aside $8 million to compensate customers affected by the mistake. The NRA says New York regulators could leave the organization in serious financial trouble, and the NRA is pursuing a lawsuit in an attempt to stop them. The lawsuit says New York is illegally attempting to coerce financial companies into ending business relations with the NRA. The Carry Guard program provided liability coverage for gun owners involved in shooting incidents. New York regulators say it could be used to cover deliberate acts of wrongdoing and declared it illegal. The NRA lawsuit says New York has violated its First Amendment rights. Man's best friend proved it can go shoulder to shoulder with any human during the 3rd annual World Dog Surf Competition in Northern California. Look at them go. Look at this.
What?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Better than I could ever be.
Right?
Hundreds gathered. I can see why, to watch dogs of all sizes to compete.
People.
Yeah.
Look at how many
That's a
people
huge
are
crowd.
I mean, I would go. Look at them.
And
On
there's
miniature
2 of them.
surfboards. They competed for a championship title. All the proceeds went to dog-related nonprofits and surfing nonprofits and the environments. That's my favorite story of the day.
So what'd you do on your day off?
Yeah.
I went down to the beach and watched some dogs on surfboards.
Yeah. A lot of teamwork, though. It's like if one of them gets off, it flips over.
Yeah, then
Right.
you got to go
Pretty
help
cool.
them.
Yeah. Well, perfect weather for some dog surfing.
Sure.
Over the next couple of days, some more sunshine is expected. You can see taking this live look here out toward the Yorktown. Mix of sun and clouds, with some of us seeing some of those isolated downpours work their way through this evening. So rain chances are right around 30% over the next couple of hours. Definitely not a washout, mainly dry for this evening, especially into the overnight hours. Not expecting that early morning rain like we've seen the last couple of days, but much drier on this 7-day forecast here. Rain chances tomorrow right around 30%, up to 40% Tuesday and Wednesday, but really not a washout really any of these days. Typical summer weather here across the low country.
A lot better than what it looked last week.
Absolutely. I'll take it.
Tune in to 11 Guys. We will be here, so we'll see you then. Tonight, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is investigating a deputy-involved shooting. That shooting happened this morning right here on Freddie Street in Latson and involved a Charleston County deputy who now is on administrative leave. We talked to Charleston County Sheriff Al Cannon to learn the details of what transpired. Sheriff Cannon tells us the deputy is on administrative leave and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is investigating, which is a standard procedure when a law enforcement officer is involved in a shooting. Charleston County deputies are investigating a shooting that happened at the Waters at Magnolia Bay apartment complex in Somerville. Witnesses say they heard 5 gunshots and then saw 2 men running away from the neighborhood. Luckily, no one was injured. A blue truck was towed away from the scene, and the Charleston County Sheriff's Office says the truck is being taken in for evidence. Witnesses say they were surprised to hear gunshots because typically they say it's a quiet neighborhood.
It's mind-blowing.
Right now, deputies in Orangeburg are searching for answers after a man was found dead on a driveway yesterday afternoon. Sheriff Leroy Ravenel says deputies found the man around 1 o'clock near the junction of Joe Jeffords Highway and Pineland Street. When deputies arrived, that man was lying on the ground next to a mop and an overturned bucket. Right now, investigators are waiting for autopsy results to determine exactly how the man died. We'll continue to update you as this story comes and develops. Right now, there are single-lane closures on I-26 between the Mount Pleasant Street and Meeting Street exits. Drivers should expect some delays in the area. The lanes will reopen tomorrow at noon. Right now, many of you are getting your kids ready to head back to school, and some low-country school districts are doing just the same and making sure all of their students are prepared. Students from Dorchester District 4 had the chance to receive free back-to-school gear today. The kids were given free book bags, school supplies, haircuts, clothing, and more, all to help the students get excited for the upcoming school year. Colleton County also celebrating the kids heading back to school. Today they had their back to school bash at the Colleton County High School gym with free school supplies, games, prizes, and more. And in Georgetown, Molina Healthcare helped kick off the school year with a free bash. More than 200 bags filled with school supplies were given away. There were also free haircuts, health screenings, live music, and of course, lots of fun. And just a quick reminder, tomorrow is the last day of tax-free weekend, so if you plan to do any back-to-school shopping, tomorrow's the day, and you'll be able to buy things like school supplies, backpacks, and computers, all tax-free. The 2018 midterm election is approaching faster than you know it, so if you're not already registered to vote, now is your chance. The Charleston County Board of Elections and Voter Registration teamed up with the Charleston County Public Library to provide one-stop voter registration drives all across the Lowcountry. You can drop by to register and get a voter ID right on the spot. If you're already registered to vote, you can update your address and sign up for absentee ballots. For more information about the voter drive and to find out where the next one will be, visit our website at live5news.com. Today, firefighters from New Zealand and Australia were brought in to help California firefighters battle the blazes out west, specifically the Carr Fire. Right now, more than 1,300 homes have been destroyed and roughly 40,000 people have been evacuated. 4 firefighters have been killed across the state fighting wildfires within the last month. And experts warn that fire season is just getting started. Today, California Governor Jerry Brown said the state will likely be in for difficult times ahead. Powerful thunderstorms have left a wake of destruction along the East Coast. Hardest hit was Massachusetts, where the National Weather Service confirms a tornado touchdown. It's one of at least 3 tornadoes that have hit the region in the last few days. Nikki Batiste has the details.